Gemini, the twins. Here's your reading for September 2017. Just as a reminder, guys, this is a general reading, so please take what resonates and leave what doesn't. And remember, guys, that sometimes these messages here, they can cross over, so either it'll be happening to you or be coming from you. So apply it to your guys' unique situation. If you guys would like to book a private reading, please see the description box for a link there and information upon how to obtain one. Okay, let's go ahead and bless the deck, and then we'll get started. Guardian angels of love and light, ancestors lost and known in the seas of time, please intercede this reading to provide Gemini with the clarity and direction as to which he or she seeks, and please grant me, the reader, the objectivity to read the cards and relay every single message as they're meant to be. Okay, Gemini, we're coming into the reading with the, Page of Cups here. Reversed, I apologize. Gemini is the evil berating twin coming out. I think so. You get a hold on that, Gemini. When I look at your spread here, you see a lot of anger or being really. I feel most importantly, Gemini, I feel a lot of hurt. There is a lot of hurt going on, and I feel like this hurt is turning into anger or pain. That's what it's manifesting into. Let me go ahead and explain the card positions to you real quick. So we have the two central issues here, the two problems, circumstances that are at hand. Okay, and these two cards here is what's keeping these issues around, what's keeping them alive, right? What's keeping you bound to them or by them. Up here we have the two cards that can help you come out of this period or the resolution to it. Let me say that's kind of how to help cope or solve them. Then obviously how you came into the reading, and then we have your foundation, what you're resting on, and also here we have what's crowning you, what's in your mind. Okay, Gemini, I feel like coming into the reading with the Page of Cups here reversed, I feel like you're maybe trying to understand where your emotions are coming from or what they possibly mean. I mean, but I feel like there's somewhat of a negligence in understanding, Gemini, how you portrayed them, and how when you are in situations as to which you become hurt or as to which you become confused about your emotions, there's not maybe how you express them is maybe not necessarily the best way. Because I feel like it has to do a lot with not really understanding them. I want to start over here. So right here we have the Empress reverse, and you have the Eight of Wands here, and the Two of Wands, Four of Wands, and the Seven of Pentacles reversed here. So I feel like you're moving quite quick right now, Gemini, which is okay. That's, that's a trait of your sign, fast intellect, moving quick, always finding ways of solving your issues, really quick to approach them and real quick to control them and to find a solution, right? But I believe the Eight of Wands and the Two of Wands here are trying to remind you that you may be moving a little bit too quick. I'm feeling a little bit, or I'm picking up a little bit of like judgment here, almost like casting judgment. Almost like the ideas or the ways that you set in motion in terms of maybe getting your point across. It's kind of it's manifesting in a little bit of disrespect maybe towards other people. Remember, guys, this is a general reading, so the messages here can either be coming to you or from you. So apply it. And with the Empress reversed here, I want to say that you're being asked to look at what's being created. We don't want to do things half-assed unless we're willing to be half-happy. And I kind of feel I'm picking that up here. The Eight of Wands and the Two of Wands upright is not really necessarily, they're not bad cards. But the Eight of Wands just kind of reminds us that if we rush too much, or if we're too ambitious, right? And that sounds funny coming or being said to a Gemini, because I mean, you guys are very ambitious. It's one of your guys' traits. But ambition can sometimes be to a, you know, can I say that? Ambitious can be to a detriment sometimes, Gemini. When we're too focused, or when we choose, when we're too focused on getting what we want done. And especially when we are barely even in the beginning stages or in the commensation. I don't know if that's a word. We're commencing our plans in terms of moving forward with something. I feel, Gemini, like this is urging you to maybe take a look again, or maybe take a step back and to see or to realize what you're deciding to tackle. But most importantly, how are you tackling it? What are the actions that you're putting into motion in terms of attempting it? I think I want to say, Gemini, this is asking you to take a step back and just to look at it and say, maybe I didn't choose the right thing, or maybe I didn't spend enough time in that moment of contemplation to actually choose what I want to do. Because Empress reversed here, what are, you know, things that we are creating, they're not coming to fruition, or they're not, or they probably will, but it's not going to be favorable to us. It's like the after effects, the latent effects of the wrong decision or the wrong venture, choosing to go down the wrong path, and the manners as to which you put into motion, kind of, in a sense, guys. So we have the Four of Wands here, Seven of Pentacles. I kind of feel like here, what's going to happen, Gemini, is Seven of Pentacles reversed with the Four of Wands. It's kind of like Seven of Pentacles is wasted effort. But most importantly, not realizing which path to choose. And with the Four of Wands here, you know, that's the first layer of foundation. That's the catalyst, right, in a sense, for building upon an infrastructure that is placed down. It's also the card of like marriage. It's also the card of celebration. But all of those things, or all those attributes or aspects, have to do with laying down that first layer of foundation. So I feel like you don't want to later realize how things were done and how you went about your business, and the layer as to which you laid down was maybe a waste. It was a waste of effort. It was a waste of time. It was a waste of energy, because it doesn't turn out the way that you specifically want it to. And it's a sense of wasting your time, you know? So that's what I'm feeling over here. That's the feeling I'm getting, or the energies or the messages that I'm getting from this section here. Now, if we move over here, Gemini, it's kind of like, okay, we have the High Priestess reversed, right? Then here we have the Death card reversed, the Queen of Wands, I'm sorry, the Page of Wands, I apologize, the Two of Swords, and the Queen of Wands reversed. When I look at this over here, Gemini, it's like you're not really using your intuition too much, or you may be keeping things maybe from people, but I really don't feel like it's done in like a secretive manner per se. I believe that it's kind of done in like you're kind of like trying to figure this out. You're trying to figure out your, you know, your next move or your next step. And I feel like because things may not be working out in your favor right now, you kind of feel like discouraged a little bit. So therefore, that's why the High Priestess is here in reverse. Like, it's not trusting yourself, or not trusting really your own honesty in terms of you. What's going on with you? What are your needs and wants? And because maybe you're putting maybe this wasted effort into whatever you're trying to accomplish, I feel like that's why, and it's like a frustration. So people may perceive you as being maybe a little deceptive right now, but I really don't feel like that's kind of what's going on. But I feel like if we continue this trajectory, if we continue being as so, I feel like what's going to happen is it's going to prevent a transformation. And I think that that's why the Page of Wands is here, because it's asking you to go back and it's asking you to say, okay, where did the idea come from in terms of this venture? Where does it stem from? How did you approach it? Did you approach it in a maybe in a stage of like infancy, like kind of where you maybe not really too sure about it, or it was maybe rushed, you know? Or was it completely planned out properly? Did you look at all the small details before maybe doing it? You know, kind of that's where I'm leaning towards. That's kind of what's going on here, because I feel like your actions, right? Since it's a Page of Wands, it's kind of a lack of understanding. It's the beginning stages of understanding how your drive and how your force, how your ambition ends up playing out. And I think that that's why the Death card is here for you reversed, because it's kind of saying like, you know, did you not look at things? Did you not stop and take a second look, basically, at these plans that you have or that you would like to accomplish? So the Two of Swords reversed here and the Queen of Wands reversed. I kind of feel, Gemini, like it's like you're under the impression right now that the things that you're doing and how you're going about it is actually bringing you out of being stuck, or it's going to bring you out of reaching an impasse, that, you know, you're going to succeed from this, or you're, you know, like I said, you're going to come out of whatever it is that you're trying to do. You're going to find a solution to it, but I don't really necessarily think so. And also the Two of Swords can also mean, you know, kind of making a decision, no longer being stuck between a decision. And I want to say, Gemini, that the Queen of Wands reversed here, it's saying it like, I feel like this is being repeated. It's like, was it the right thing to do? Did you make the correct choice? Is your drive to your debilitation? Is your ambition causing debilitation? Is it causing stagnation? You know, I really feel like that's the real message here for you. And I mean, resting upon the Knight of Wands reversed and the Knight of Cups, you know, I kind of feel like, do you understand why you're doing what it is that you're doing? Do you understand do you understand the motives? You know, when I say motives, I just mean ideas as to why you're doing this. And I think that maybe, Gemini, I'm picking up like, maybe you kind of felt like you were forced into doing this. You could be, I'm sorry, I forgot to mention, you could be dealing with the Scorpio. You could be dealing maybe with an Aries. You could be dealing maybe with a Leo, Sagittarius, or an Aries, or you could be dealing with the Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. Yeah, I think that's pretty much all I really see. Okay, back to what I was saying. But yeah, so like I feel, guys, like it's, did you understand why you're doing this? Was it for the correct reasons? Because in your wands, in terms of the cards, in their positions, they're amounting to, or they are, how can I say, they're amounting to, or they are in certain positions, or they're clarifying things that has to do with, you know, making the story or making the message kind of negative. Making it, when I say negative, I mean like that. It's like counteractive, you know, it's like adversity, basically. The position that they're in terms of clarification it's adversely, or the antithesis, there you go, the antithesis of what the whole idea or the whole plan is. You know, it's kind of negating it, basically. I'm sorry. It took me a while to get that out. But in your mindset here, you have the King of Cups reverse, and then you have the World reverse. So I believe, Gemini, and then also coming into the reading with the Page of Cups reverse, I kind of feel like in your mindset, Gemini, you kind of know this is that this is going on. And it's like, it's affecting you kind of in a negative way. It's making you get all up in your feels, or maybe you're not understanding your emotions enough, so that maybe the implementation of this plan, it's not working, or it's not coming to fruition, or it's not manifesting in a favorable manner because of the lack of understanding of why you're doing it. That's what I'm saying. I'm kind of feeling like you're forced into this a little bit, and things not working in your favor, things not going the way that you want it to, and you're kind of seeing this. And ironically, this is how it's working out, is this is affecting you emotionally. So therefore, you didn't understand why you were maybe doing it in the first place, and then now that it's working out not in your favor, or you don't see that it's going the way that it's supposed to, now it's kind of like, it's a reminder as to why it's so important to develop those convictions, and to have those convictions, and to understand why do we do it, what drives us. And I believe that that's why the Three of Pentacles is here for you. Are we working together with people? Are we understanding what the common goal is? Is there cohesion between your goals and your ambition and your emotions? Do they run hand in hand? Are they are they convictions? Like that kind of thing. Are we doing this properly, Gemini? And I believe that that's why the Six of Cups is here, because what this is going to do is, this is when this manifests to how it does, it may not be emotionally fulfilling to you, right, Gemini? But then what's going to happen is it's going to build a memory for you, Gemini. And then you're going to maybe go back and revisit that memory, and you're going to look at it in a negative sense. You're going to look at it as not a great experience, and it may taint your future, or it may taint the way that you perceive situations in the future that pertain to the idea of this, right? And I believe that's why we have Temperance reversed here for you as well. Making the correct decisions, but taking the time to understand why, and taking the time to recognize when they are not the correct decision. And it's just, Temperance reverse also means just not being maybe humble enough, to make the decisions. It's a little bit of rushing too, because we didn't realize what could happen. I think it's kind of like not anticipating properly. I feel like that's kind of maybe what we need to work on here. And I believe that's why Queen of Cups is here, because you need to maintain that open line of communication, not only with yourself, but with other people. And then you can understand why you're doing the things that you're doing, and the motives as to which they come about, and how they manifest, and just basically, Gemini, the reasons as to why you're doing what you're doing. Let's pull a Jesus card, see what he has for you. Okay. All things whatsoever you shall ask in prayer, believing you shall receive. Matthew 21:22. Okay. This card specifically, Gemini, is looking back at going back to having a youthful spirit. You see how there's a child right there with Jesus? It's kind of like being in those infant stages, right? Where like you ask why. Why am I doing this? Why is this happening? What's the point? Why is the sky blue? Why is the ground dark? Why do we put things in the refrigerator? Those questions, Gemini. And I feel like when we are constantly, or when we come to a point when we question things, even our motives, even other people's motives as well, questioning why we're doing the things that we're doing, checking in with ourselves. I believe that that's when when you get a solidified answer and you believe it and it makes sense, then you'll go on with it. You'll proceed to move forward, right? But you're going to do it because you believe in the process, and you're going to believe in what you are going to get out of it, Believing you shall receive that as to which you are yearning for. So believe that that's what your higher power, Jesus, God, who and what you confide in, is trying to let you know this. They're trying to bring this to your attention, like this is what you're trying to do. You need to understand, Gemini, the roots of things, and most importantly, why you're doing what you're doing, because it needs to be a conviction. And it has to be something that which is of substance, that pertains to your drive and pertains to your ambition. Ask why, Gemini. You're a communicative sign. You ask why a lot. But when you are doing things for yourself or for other people, why are you doing it? I believe that this month, Gemini, ask yourself those questions. Why am I doing this? Now, you're not going to question yourself in terms of every step along the, along the journey. But I believe that ask yourself why in the beginning, at the beginning. Then so you can then develop in that conviction and that reason why. Okay, and then when people then, just picked up, so that then when things get tough or get hard down the line, you understand, and it's the why is the reminder as to why you're pushing forward and moving forward, so that you don't then become frustrated and then you kind of take it out on other people, or anger starts to manifest from the hurt, Gemini. And that's what I got at the beginning of the reading for you. I feel like it's hurt is a lot of this, because there's a lack of understanding as to why there's a lack of, I don't want to say closure, but it can lead to a lack of closure if you just all of a sudden drop a project or drop a plan, or drop a course of action. Okay, Gemini, that's your reading. I don't think it was bad. It was just a reminder as to why, right? Okay, I hope you enjoyed your reading. Also, if you would like, check the description box to book a private reading, and let's look further into this. Let's delve further into it. You can also book an astrology reading with me. I give you a 20+ page PDF file of all your placements and of what they mean, everything that's in your chart pretty much, or just the general overview of your chart. But it's more than 20 pages, so there's a lot of information there. And also I look at your chart, and we also go over those places in your chart, that would need some attending to, or need some attention, and why maybe some of these things happen in your life, and why maybe you bring, or people then bring, these energies to you, and the best way in dealing with it, the best way in coping with it, establishing your boundary lines, things of that nature. We'll just see those areas in your chart. And also comes with a tarot reading too, with 2 questions and 2 spreads. Oh yeah, so I don't want to take up more of your time, Gemini. I hope you enjoyed the reading, and like I said, go ahead and book for yourself so you can learn why. All right, Gemini, we'll see you.